Hello there, welcome to the lighter side of the news. It's good to have you with us. Well, modern cars catch the eyes of most of us, but when it comes to vintage cars, the history of giant car manufacturers comes first. Showcasing vintage cars was a popular section at Iran's International Automotive Industry Exhibition held in the Iranian capital, Tehran. Press TV's Youssef Jalali went there to file this report.
At the exhibition of Iran's international automotive industry, most of visitors didn't waste a second and went straight towards salons where the newest cars of the famous brands were on show. However, there were those who preferred to take a look into the history of each brand. A few steps away from the glitz and glamour of luxury cars in this auto show, a group of vintage car lovers have challenged all the luxury with these classic cars, which once dominated the roads and now have a lot of old stories to share. Each one of these cars has a history with important or famous personalities. This Mercedes-Benz 280S was owned by head of the German-Iran Chamber of Commerce, Daniel Braimbeck, in the 1970s. In 2011, it was taken to Germany on the occasion of the 125th anniversary of the invention of automobile by automaker Benz. For Sadra, a classic car collector, collecting such vehicles is not a business, but love.
These cars hold a history with them. It's not just about their beauty that I collect them, but because it gives me pleasure when I look back in time and study the lives of people who once sat behind the wheel of these cars.
Gautam Sen is the vice president of the Fédération Internationale Véhicules Anciens, shortly known as FIFA. He's here to take a look at what Iranian classic car collectors have to show. He says it is very important to put classic cars on display since it helps visitors have a better view of different brands.
What you see is a part of the history of the automobile, and the fact is that when you look at certain brands, if you've decided that somebody wants to buy, as you said, somebody wants to come and buy a Mercedes-Benz, he wants to buy something luxurious. If he comes here and he looks at the cars which are here, he understands that this is the history of this brand, and that personality then gets translated into the decision on whether I would go for this brand versus maybe BMW, which stands for something slightly different.
Some of the vintage cars have preserved their fancy appearance, and rolling on streets with them still turns many heads. Classic car collectors say these cars were built with extreme simplicity, and as Leonardo da Vinci once said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Youssef Jalali, Press TV, Tehran.